Alright, so we got this grapple claw. It's an SGC 0660 by Land Pride, and we're going to put it on the tractor. But before we do that, we got to hook up a hydraulics. And so I've already installed the hydraulic lines here, the plate mounts where these hookups here will go, and those come back and go up and over to this block, this block here that's going to control the grapple. And we've already installed our little third way switch here that goes down, basically just electronic cable that comes down, ties in over here to this solenoid. And what I need to do is hook up the rest of the hydraulic lines. So one of the things we need to do is hook up this line here to the third function switch. Alright, so one of the problems I've got, and the reason for this video, is that Land Pride here tells you that to connect this Power Beyond port, it says recommend you take it to your dealer. They tell you don't connect it if it goes back towards the, if you go to equipment that goes back to the back of your tractor, like a backhoe, right? Such as a backhoe. They tell you take it to your nearest dealer to hook it up, otherwise you could damage your tractor. Well, that doesn't do me no good. I need to know how to hook it up. So that's what this video is for, is to show you if you got a backhoe and this connector right here goes to the back of your tractor instead of the front, I'm going to show you how I'm hooking mine up. And I'm going to show you some drawings. This drawing here, so this piece right here is going to be the drawing with the three connections on it. And then I've got a block that has 4 connections on it. You can see here this is marked B, this over here is marked A. And then the bottom, there's 2 connections here on the bottom, they're marked P and T. Alright, so I don't have to crawl up underneath there each time. I've marked this. You can see this one here is marked P, this one over here, I just took a Sharpie and marked T. Now, the other thing you'll need to know to look at my drawing here is I got this block up here, and it has 2 connections here, 2 connections here, and then it has 2 that are in the middle. It's kind of hard to see, but so this is the diagram. On the diagram is the block that's marked with 6 connections on it. Alright, so here's my drawing, and this is the way that it thinks that everything should be hooked up if you don't have a backhoe. So you've got this connection here, this P1 power takeoff connection that comes around and goes to this middle connection on the block with the 6 connections on it. And what they want you to do is take and remove that line, okay, and then take from your power takeoff, your P1 connection, and go to your T connection, and then from your P connection come out and go back to that middle connection on the block that has 6. Alright, now if you've got a backhoe, this P1 connection doesn't go to the front and come over here to this block. It goes back to your backhoe. Now if you got your backhoe taken off, you just take that and you connect it back up here to where it goes back over here to this connection here in the middle. Right? So what I need to do is I need to take my line that comes back from the backhoe, okay, comes back from the backhoe, and I need to put that to the T connection on my grapple hook block, and then I need to come out of the P connection and go over here to this block that's in the middle of the 6. It's so that it's basically my power takeoff is going back to the backhoe, then to the third function switch, and then over here to this middle connection on the block with 6. Right? So everything, all these diagrams basically show that your power takeoff comes out and gets hooked to this connection right here. If you follow the instructions, if you don't have a backhoe, it comes out, goes through the T, out the P, and comes over here. So again, every one of these drawings eventually has the P1 coming over here to this block. This block shows this block here is not connected, right? Because this is how I've got it hooked up now. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. And so now to disconnect it, hook it up like this, and get this working. All right, so you're going to need one of these adapters here, which does not come with the Land Pride third function accessory kit. And what you're going to need is called an 06 O-ring, which is this skinny side here, to an 08 JIC male. All right, so this is, I'll put a link below where you can order the right part for this kit. But that's what you're going to need. All right, there. Write it down. Go to a hydraulic specialty store. My Kubota dealer did not have that part, which is odd because you'd think they sell the kits, they'd sell all the pieces, parts you need to put it in. But I had to go to a hydraulic store and get that little piece. 06 O-ring to an 08 JIC. Alright, so if you got this piece here from the original kit, it's important to note that the O-ring side, which is flat and then has an O-ring, versus the bevel side, which has this slant or bevel on this piece here. This goes with the flat O-ring side up into your body here, into that T-fitting. Okay, now the only problem is this JIC side doesn't fit. This is our cable from up on top, or this is our hydraulic hose from up on top. It doesn't fit that bevel. So that's what this 06 to 08 piece is for. So these ends here are the same size, but your bevels are different. Your beveled ends are different. So this is going to replace this one. This one's going to replace this one. And so you're going to put that O-ring side up into your T-port. Tighten it down. You'll be able to take your hose, and mine has got a tie strap on it that makes this a little tight, but you know what? It's actually perfect for routing this over here, and then I won't even have to tie it back up out of the way. So I'm going to put that on there, tighten it up, and then we should be done, good to go. Now, I don't think I've lost hardly any, couple drops of hydraulic fluid. So I probably won't even have to top that off, but I've got some extra. I'll check the level, and if I need to put more hydraulic fluid in there, I'll put some in there, because I might need some oil to fill the hoses up that go out to the Grapple. But we'll get this started up, running, make sure nothing leaks, and then we'll be ready to attach our Grapple and go grapple stuff. Alright, I don't see nothing moving, so we're going to attach our Grapple. Alright, so everything's worked good. I put a little bit of hydraulic fluid in it because I needed some anyway, but it doesn't look like it used that much to fill up those lines, so we're good to go. So the manual for this Land Pride Grapple tells you that if you have a connector coming out of this beyond power port that goes back to like a backhoe, like I do, that you're supposed to stop and go see the dealer, because you can't, they're not going to tell you how to do it. So I looked at some videos, lots of good videos out there tell you how to hook all this stuff up, and I've done all that, but I got to this point and I'm like, well, this doesn't make any sense. I have to go see a dealer for this. So I'm going to show you how to do this, because none of the other videos that I found did. So basically what's going on is you want to have this hydraulic fluid going to your grapple. Well, it comes out of this port and it goes back to the backhoe, and it returns from the backhoe and comes up here and basically goes to this connection right here, which is one of the connections that they tell you to hook these hoses to. Okay, so they give you these two hoses, and one of them you're supposed to hook to here, one of them you're supposed to hook to here. But we're going to do something a little different. But if you think in electrical terms or whatever, or plumbing terms, it's exactly the same thing. It's just a little bit more convoluted. So let me tell you how this is going to work. If you didn't have this going to the back, what they would want you to do is to disconnect the hose that comes from here and goes to here, disconnect that, and then connect this hose with the 90-degree bend in it, connect that to here, and then run this up to the P pressure or power, whatever way you want to think of it, port on their device here. But since this runs to the back and then comes to the front, basically this hose here is the outlet that this would be. So you're going to disconnect this hose and you're going to put it over here to the P connector on your solenoid, on your whatever the heck you call this thing. And then you're going to take this connector that you would normally run over here to this connection here on the block, and you're going to connect it where you disconnected the other hose. Okay, does that make sense? So this hose here you're not going to use. You're going to take that back off if you've already connected it like I have, and you're going to take this hose and you're going to put it to the P, and you're going to take this hose from the tank and you're going to run it up here to this connection, this fitting here. And then that way it's essentially the same thing that you were doing before. You would take the pressure out of here, come up to the P, and then out of the T and up here to this. The only difference is this is already doing, your backhoe is already doing that. So you're going to take and just jump on the bandwagon here, this hose to the P, and then your T connection here is come out and go to there. And then you've hydraulically got the same exact thing. It's just they don't tell you how to do that in the manual, and I don't know why. So again, we're going to disconnect this hose, connect this hose to here on the P port, and take this T port and connect it to this fitting here. And what I'll probably end up doing, since this elbow here connects better, I'll probably take this hose off and put it on there like this, and then just swap this end here and put it over there. So I'll end up using the hose with the 90-degree bend, just not exactly like you would do it if you didn't have this beyond power thing being used up by the backhoe. Hopefully all that makes sense, and I repeated it enough times for you to get it.